Hello, my name is Agra, and I am about to present about my Math IA, which talks about the effect of height towards the probability of joining the NBA. So let us begin with introductions. The National Basketball Association is the most famous, prestigious, and the most sought-after basketball league in the world, showing an average of 18,000 people attending in a single match, which totals up to 82 games in a season. It is no wonder why that statement is true. The NBA has inspired millions of people to pursue their dreams and improve upon their basketball performances, and produce legends and influencers such as LeBron James, Michael Jordan, and the late Kobe Bryant to further make people pursue their goals in life. I am a person with a rather small stature. I am pretty short, but I am heavily invested in the sport of basketball. I worked hard and trained, and fortunately I was accepted at my school's basketball team for the DBL, a league for high schoolers in Indonesia. But there was always a small wish of mine to join the NBA. The NBA is a basketball league filled with the players who are at the pinnacle of their basketball abilities. They are the best of the best players in the world, which are competed against each other to figure out which of them are truly the best. And only players that have extracted most, if not all, of their basketball potential in their body are accepted in this league. Knowing this, what actually are the odds of me joining the NBA? So one of the most important factors that determines the probability of a person in joining the NBA is height. The height of a person determines the ability of a player to reach for a falling ball or to shoot over a person, which in this case, the taller the better. But smaller players tend to utilize their small stature to use speed and agility to go past through bigger players. So this intrigues me to do this research, which its purpose is to obtain the probability of a person in joining the NBA at their given height, and to also investigate the trend of how heights affect this probability. So to acquire the data, I used the data from US Census Bureau and the CDC to obtain the population size of a person at a given height in the United States, and this data is used as a denominator to divide against the number of players in the NBA at that given height. And the final results serve as the y component. And this is the shown process of how I get the y component. And here are the x and y component which will be later used, which is the height and percentage probability, or probability in percentage. And this is more data which are required for later calculations. And this is the data plotted in a scatter diagram. So for the calculation of data, here are the data needed for further calculations to get the linear regression. In a linear regression, we need to find the slope and y-intercept, which uses the equation shown in the screen. And here are the calculations for the slope, which results in a slope of 0.072. And here is the y-intercept calculations, which results in a negative 12.71. So the linear regression equation obtained is y equals 0.072x minus 12.71. And here is the linear regression plotted as a trend line in the scatter diagram before. See, the linear regression doesn't align perfectly with the data above, so the correlation coefficient is used to accurately measure their correlation, which says that if the value is closer to 1, which shows a positive slope, or negative 1, which shows a negative slope, it means that the line is more accurate. In contrary, as the R value gets closer to 0, this means that the linear regression and the data is not accurate. And here's the categories which we can interpret the R value as. And here's the equation for the correlation coefficient, and we get a result of 0.55, which is and can be categorized as a moderate positive correlation between a person's height and their chance of joining the NBA. So From this positive slope, we can see a trend where a person's probability of joining the NBA will increase the taller they are, and although a person with small stature can still join the NBA, the chance of it happening is very small. The reason why the correlation cannot be stronger than moderate may be explained by the fact that linear regression is not the best model to represent this data, and perhaps an exponential regression can show a stronger correlation. However, zero values cannot be applied to this model, which are present in this data. More limitations is that information are given in feet and inches, which are then converted into centimeters. And thank you for listening.